Love your gear.
So you have a linear rip in your fabric. It might be a tent, it might be a pack, but you need to fix this linear rip. You will need a solid pair of scissors. You will need needles. You can use any kind of needle that will get through your fabric, but I particularly love leather and Glover needles. The secret to this leather Glover needle is it's actually triangular. You can see the 3 different faces and then it's very, very pointy. Now thread, there's some options. Unflavored dental floss works really, really well. It's strong, it's gonna hold. Use unflavored. Animals particularly like berry flavors, so unflavored. You can use a heavy thread. This is upholstery thread, 100% polyester. It lasts really, really well. Or if you want to go more traditional, I have artificial sinew, which you can use as well. I'm going to use dental floss for my fix today because it's really quite wonderful. It's flat, so it's less likely to re-tear your fabric. So to fix our linear rip, we're going to be using the railroad stitch. It looks better if it's neat, but it doesn't have to be. To start this, you kind of go to the end of your stitch. I'm going in about 1 centimeter, and I'm pulling through. So then next, I'm going under the other side, and this is somewhat tricky, so you have to switch sides. Going under about 1 centimeter, and pulling back up. Now that I've got my first set of tracks here, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to go under, in about 1 centimeter, come up and kind of make it neatly spaced if you can. And we're going to keep going under and up like this and pull it tight. You don't want to pull it too tight so it puckers. You just want to keep it nice and flat. Now that I have a few stitches here, you can see the really neat thing about the railroad stitch is that it hops over any damage in the fabric to get to the more solid fabric if you have a rip. What it also pulls the pieces, the edges right back together, so you don't need to fold over any fabric, you're not losing any space. Closer you do the stitches together, the less stress there's going to be on the fabric, and the longer this should last. Whenever you're ready to finish off your stitch, you could just tie a knot right here, or you can also do the sneaky surgeon trick. So you put it through, you've got this big loop here, you're like, what do I do with this loop? Then you take your needle and you wrap it around here 3 or 4 times. This is the surgeon's trick. And you pull it through and it makes a nice, really tight knot. And then add another granny knot just to finish that off. And now you have fixed your tent or your pack, and your stuff won't fall out and the bugs won't get in, and you are ready to get back on the trail.
I love my gear.